Yep, that's what I just did too. I restarted it and cleared the cache. My uptime was 8 days, man. I didn't even realize my computer been up that long. That's crazy. And my drop frames was at like 90 some percent, bro. So yeah, I definitely had to clear that off. Y'all ask questions. Ask some questions. Let's go. Drop some questions. We in a great time, man. I'm telling you, stocks won't be low forever. It won't be low forever. You gotta strike while the iron hot. Keep buying on the way down. Cause one day it's gonna stabilize. I mentioned TTD calls. Oh, I've been out of that. Oh no. No, I was out of TTD calls a long time ago. Say, would now be a good time to buy and hold? That's an amazing question. Now is when you, if you ain't gonna lie, the market being down like this is when you should be throwing all your chips in. You should be putting your bread up now. Now is when you should be throwing them chips in. I ain't gonna lie. With this market crash, I don't know. You might not get another one until like 2028, 2029, something like that. Man, it's hard to say. I ain't gonna lie. That's hard to say just because, bro. $30, $40 out the money been hitting lately, but that's gonna stop though. I promise you, people gonna start getting killed with that. It's hard to say right now. It's just so expensive, man. I ain't gonna lie. Everything is so expensive right now. I don't know. What time frame do you enter a trade? Do you change once you're in it? So I always enter on either the 1 minute or the 5 minute. It just depends on kind of like time of the day and what's the setup. If it's past like 10, 30, 11 o'clock, yeah, be on the 5 minute most of the time. Be on the 5 minute. Yep, weekly contracts doubled. They doubled. They so expensive because the market is volatile. But y'all know what's crazy though? The craziest part, I swear to God, the craziest part about stocks, bro, is when the market is at its highest, everybody will ask you what they should be buying. But when stocks are low, the same stock, right? It can be the same stocks that was at the all-time highs. When the stocks go low, nobody want them. Nobody want them, right? So I got some people, that kind of ask me about stocks and stuff like that. And they'll ask me about it when it was at the all-time high. But I hit them up and tell them, hey, not the time to buy it. Like, oh, no, man, all that stuff going on. That's how I know it's time to start buying. People scared. That's how I know it's time to start getting it. With stocks, the crazy part is a lot of times you just need to do the opposite of what everybody else doing. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Say tech stocks. Yeah, I love tech stocks. Tech stocks is what's gonna be the money makers, right? Tech stocks are the ones that's gonna make you the money. But the thing about it, you I'm telling people to buy the winners, right? Don't get the speculative ones. You want to get the winners, the people that have already proven to be winners, right? Meta has already proven to be a winner. Nvidia has already proven to be a winner. Amazon, Google. We know they're winners already, right? So when you can get the winners at a 40% discount, 30% discount, whatever, that's when you want to buy, right? Because what does tariffs have to do with YouTube for Google? Tariffs ain't got nothing to do with somebody getting on YouTube. The thing is, we don't know what stocks at bottom yet. Yeah, you will never know. By the time you know at bottom, it's going to be too late. That's why you got to buy on the way down. Right? Especially when you're under 15, 20%. You're in bear market territory. So at that point, that's when it's safe to start nibbling in. You never want to go all in. You want to do it in waves. Do it in waves. You lose all your money, or if you use all your money in that first wave, you don't know if it's going to keep going down. I don't know. We could keep falling. But one thing I do know, it's going to go back up. I know that, though. So let me do another reset, guys. We're live on Instagram. Instagram and YouTube. We're live. Just answering some questions, looking at some charts. If you are on the YouTube, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a question for me if you're looking on the Instagram. Leave a like and drop a comment. Say Nvidia and Costco too. Yeah, they're good. A lot of this stuff is good, man. A lot of stocks that drop don't got nothing to do with tariffs. It's a market-wide drop right now. Like, I don't think y'all realize, like, you are living through history right now. This has been like the fastest drop ever, pretty much, right? So today, as far as how much the market moved up and then down, this is the craziest day in stock market history. As far as the total move for SPY. Like, y'all are literally, you're living through history. But one day, it will go back to all-time highs. It will go back to all-time highs one day. So is it anything I'm looking at for a drop lower? I hope Facebook, or not Facebook no more, Meta. I hope Meta drop lower. That's what I hope drop lower is Meta. I want Meta to drop lower. Now, I ain't gonna lie. As far as options is getting to a point now where it's like, all right, like it's just getting crazy expensive. But I will give y'all a play that I really like. I'll give y'all a play that I really like. And this one might even, it ain't too late, but I should have just got in earlier today. Netflix. So Netflix, not Netflix. I'm thinking about Netflix. Nike. Nike has a little bit of a bear flag on the 4-hour. Now, the poll for the bear flag says we can come down to 39, right? So if you're looking at it on YouTube, then you can see that. We do have a very, very strong, I say very strong, but watch it get absolutely destroyed. We got a strong support at 50.5 for Nike. Let me use the glasses on y'all real quick. Let me turn it on you real quick. All right, so you do have a support right here for Nike at 50.5. That is pretty strong, but during a market crash, there's no such thing as a strong support, apparently. Nike has been on a roll, and it has a bearish engulfing, right? So a bearish engulfing is when you have a stock that had a green candle, but the following day, there's a red candle that eclipsed the entire previous green candle. So you have that Plus, you have a bear flag on Nike. This is a plus downside setup, but you got to also think what news wise can affect this play. So China news wise can affect this play. So say for instance, how I turn it back. There you go. Let's say for instance, if China comes out and say they want to do a deal, y'all know a lot of stuff for Nike is made in China, right? That would actually be good news for Nike. Now, if China come out and say, F the US, we ain't doing no deal, you gonna see Nike tank some more. Right? So Nike is a play that I'm kind of looking at. I wish I would have seen this earlier in the day, but Nike is definitely a play I'm looking at. Contracts aren't terrible on Nike. They ain't terrible. Yeah, Netflix. Let's see, what is Netflix at? I ain't even looked at Netflix. Netflix is at 870. I ain't gonna lie. So, some of you guys know that I called the meta drop kind of right before it happened, because it had a certain pattern. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Netflix got the same setup. This is why you gotta study charts, man, because I would never seen this. So Netflix has a pattern. This is homework for y'all tonight. Go study what is a head and shoulders pattern. I want y'all to study that tonight. What is a head and shoulders pattern? Go look that up. Head and shoulders pattern. I want you guys to study that tonight. Head and shoulders pattern. This is the same pattern that I seen on Meta. All right. So I'm just tell you a little bit about it. The head and shoulders pattern is a bearish chart pattern that has a neckline for a support, right? So there's a certain spot to where if it breaks down below, it's almost guaranteed to fall, right? So I'm just saying Netflix has a whole 823. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Netflix better hold 823. If it don't, it's gonna get ugly. And by my calculation, with my, by my calculation, I can definitely see us coming down to 700. If you see here on the YouTube, you guys can see this. We still got a little gap right here that we never filled at 700. So if the market does continue down, Netflix could be next up on the chopping block. I ain't gonna lie. Let me show y'all this. Let me turn the glasses. So you can see it a little bit right here. This is a head. This is a shoulder. This is another shoulder. If it breaks this, it's likely to come down. Right? Likely to come down. And you have a gap down at 700. And you might say, RJ, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah? Let me show you the last one that I pointed out to y'all. I actually made a whole post about this for free. This is the last one that I pointed out right here. And this is when Meta was at like 575. And Meta at that point has dropped, at the lowest, it's dropped almost $100. Came down to 484. So Netflix has that same type of pattern right now. So definitely watch out for Netflix. Netflix could be coming down. Now I don't know. I don't know if they have a 2X or not, but I wouldn't buy the 2X on Netflix right now, not up here. If it come down to 700, maybe we can look at it though. Say Starbucks has a beer flag too. Oh shoot, let me get my charger real quick, man, before it goes dead on y'all. Y'all can take a look at oh, there you go. Here we go. Alright, we back in business.
Glass is about to shut down. Switch to your phone.
Say, what about Baba? Let's look at Baba. See, yeah, Baba been getting killed. I don't know. They already. They killing Baba. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. It's at a support, but it might just not straight through. Say, what's up? I've been using flags and been making profit, but can you give an example of flag fail? And also, if the trade is going well, how long should you stay in? If it's going well, you stay in as long as the candles keep going that same way. Like, you gotta, let me say it like this, because that sounds like duh, but you have to understand how the candles form and what they tell you, right? So if you're looking at something to the downside, you want to see those big red candles, or you want to see those candles with the long top wicks. That's gonna tell you that the selling pressure is still there. And then it's the exact opposite for the upside. You want to see those big green candles, or you want to see those candles with the long bottom wicks, stuff like that. You want to see stuff like that. Example of a fail is like if you are playing a flag and it goes to, let's say you take it on a breakout. If it goes below the flag, it wouldn't work no more. Right? Chart patterns are harder as far as a stop loss, because let's say you take it on a breakout candle, right? $1 in options is a lot. Can be a lot for a stop loss. So it really just depends on what it looks like. I'm not gonna lie. Someone asked on the YouTube, said for the head and shoulders, you take the length of the head to the shoulder and then copy that and use it at the neckline. Nah, so number one, you want to use levels. Use your levels for your targets, number one. Now, another way to do it is you take the length of the head to the neckline, not the neckline to the shoulder. So for instance, Netflix, right? If we take the length of, let's use array. If I take the length of the head to the neckline like this, and then I move it down, this tells me that Netflix can fall to 576. Now that's crazy. That's like almost a 50% drop. Which is insane, because this puts you at a support. That's crazy. So, I don't know. But yeah, you want to take the head to the neckline. Head to the neckline. I enter on the 1 minute and 5 minute. 1 minute and 5 minutes what I enter on. They've been killing Apple, man. Apple's down 30% now. Something else that could possibly be decent. If Tesla gets below 214, that could be possibly decent as well. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The Netflix play is it would be pretty far from an entry from me. For me, it's pretty far from an entry. It would have to get down to the 823, which is $50 away right now. But yeah, at that point, it would be a break and retest. That's what it would be, but it's so far away right now. Oh yeah, T, look, no problem at all. No problem at all. That was a great question.
Glasses about to shut down. Switch to your phone.
I'm at the point right now where I'm more focused on long term than trading options. I ain't gonna lie. Even Bitcoin is coming down, right? So Bitcoin, this is where you want Bitcoin down here. Bitcoin at 73K and under is that's what you want. Yeah, but that's what you're looking for. You got IB, you got SPY. How low can SPY go? We really don't know, man. But looking at SPY, next level down is down at 478. 478 is the next level down on SPY.
Glasses about to shut down. Switch to your phone.
I just hope y'all do not neglect the long term. I'm telling you. Don't neglect the long term. I remember in 2020, I thought the market wasn't gonna never stop falling. By the time I realized it was done falling, boy, it done came back up. Telling you, man. It could happen fast, it could happen slow. We don't know. Say Tesla got bearish divergence? No, they got bullish divergence. The problem is, it probably ain't gonna play out with the market. Tesla got bullish divergence though. Let's see, what else we got? MU been coming down. Let's look at AMD, man. AMD been getting killed too. AMD is at 76 after hours. So AMD is now at levels from February of 2023. This is the cheapest AMD has been since 2023, almost 2022. So I would definitely be taking my chances down here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All of this really feel like one huge reset. I ain't gonna lie. It feel like one huge reset. Say, do I see an inverse head and shoulders on a daily for SPY? Nah, I don't see that. I don't see it. If you do end up seeing it, it's gonna go.
Your live video is paused. Your live video is paused.
If you do end up seeing it, that'll be your time to really start buying for real, for real.
Resumed. Class is about to shut down. Switch to your phone. Your live video has resumed.
Take a look at some things that I ain't looked at in a while. Affirm. Affirm is at 36. It was just at $80. CMG, Chipotle. Chipotle is in my buy area. Chipotle is in my buy area. Look at Kava. Kava's getting down to places I wanted to buy it at. Look at some bank stocks. I haven't looked at bank stocks at all. Goldman Sachs. I ain't gonna lie. Goldman Sachs at 420 is what you want for Goldman Sachs. It's a break and retest at 420. Say, am I gonna have a playback of this? Yep. Yeah, I have a playback for it.
Class is about to shut down. Switch to your phone.
It's gonna be a playback. Y'all drop questions. Drop questions. If you're on YouTube, make sure you drop a question. Leave a like. Subscribe. If you're on the Instagram, leave a comment, man. We can keep this thing rolling. I'm kind of just looking through stocks and ain't doing too much. Something that you cannot do. You cannot try to call the bottom. I ain't gonna lie. You don't know where the bottom gonna be at, man. Like, as far as like news wise, y'all, we are one news break away from catastrophe. All right, and I wanna show y'all this too. Let me show y'all fear and greed index. So fear and greed are the two emotions that run the stock market. And they run it so much so that CNN has made an entire index for it, right? So as far as fear and greed, we are at a 4. We're at a 4. So it's on a scale of 0 to 100. 100 being extreme greed,
Glasses about to shut down.
0
Switch to your phone.
being extreme fear. So on a scale of 0 to 100 of extreme fear to extreme greed, we are at a 4. A 4. Keep this in mind. You are still one news break away from going way lower. You want to buy when others are fearful, and you sell when others are greedy. All right. Now, if I could look at I see I got a little timeline thing here. So just add, now, show you how fast things change. February 18th, we were at a 47, which we were neutral. Now we're at a 4. I don't know when's the last time we've been at a 4. Huh. I wish I could go back and see when the last time we was at a 4. I wish I could see that. So the market is in extreme fear. What can make it go lower? China says F the US and don't do no deal. That's gonna be max pain. But at that point, that's when I really would be throwing the chips in.
Glasses about to shut down. Switch to your phone.
Everything has to come down eventually. If I learned anything, my 6 years of doing this is that things have to come down. They have to. There's no other way for it to keep going up. Things have to come down, man. Don't be scared of a market crash, because you probably won't get another one until another, 4 to 6 years probably. Market crashes are good, especially if you missed the last one. If this is your first market crash, I guarantee you, 5 years from now, you're going to be like, dang, I wish I would have bought this. Dang, I wish I would have bought that. And I'm telling y'all this because 5 years ago, that was me. So I first started trading 2019, and the market crash came a few months after I started. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was just like a lot of y'all. You may have just started out or whatever, and you like, okay, well, I want to do options. I want to do options. I want to do options. I'm telling y'all, look, options are going to always be here. Options are going to always be here. You can catch an option move every day. You won't have Nvidia at $85 every day. You might turn around 5 years from now, Nvidia could be back at $200-300. You don't know. You don't know.
Glasses about to shut down. Switch to your phone.
As much as I love options trading, I'm telling y'all, do not neglect the long term. Don't neglect the long term. Say lowest we had been recently was 12 on fear and greed. August 5th was a 14 and 16. Yep, so that shows you now we are in a market crash. Like, y'all, we are in history. We are living through history right now. We are living through history right now. Say more downside for Tesla? Probably so. Probably so, I ain't gonna lie. Probably do got more downside for Tesla.
Battery too low. To continue, Charge your glasses.
Hopefully we do have more downside for Tesla. That would be great. You think what else? What else is a chart that I ain't looked at in a long time? What is Boeing doing? So Boeing had came down to 2022 levels. Boeing ain't been doing nothing for a long time though. Boeing ain't been doing nothing since the pandemic. You got the airline stocks. DAL might be coming down more. I don't know, man. Yeah, looking good. DAL might be a play under 34.7. It might be a play. We'll see. It might be something. Yeah, my main message to y'all would be this is a time to be greedy, not fearful. You don't buy everything at one time. Don't buy everything at once, but you want to buy on the way down, buying waves. Coin might even be a good short. It depends. If coin doesn't hold 143, it could come down to 130, then 114. Sheesh. Coin could get ugly. Say, what do I wish I had invested in during the 2019 crash? Now, that's a great question. I wish I had got into Meta. It was Facebook at the time. I wish I got into that Facebook. What else was down low? Apple was in the dumps. Everything was in the dumps, really, man. You could have put it anything, but all the banks was in the dumps. But definitely Meta. Definitely Meta. I love Meta. It says, and now they are back down to levels that you're willing to purchase. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you got bank earnings coming up. Yep, you do got earnings coming up soon. I wonder how much of the news is priced in, though. That's the thing. Oh, y'all, please, 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 please. Please do not play earnings. Do not play earnings. You're going to lose your money. I'm telling you, you're going to lose your money. Think about it. Earnings, people do earnings to try to turn a little bit to a lot. But what time are we in right now? Contracts are up like crazy. Right? Contracts are like double right now. So you're not gonna be turning a little bit into a lot. Contract's gonna already be a lot. So it's not gonna be worth it. Don't play earnings this quarter, please. Please don't do earnings. For a beginner, what chart strategies do you recommend studying? As far as chart strategies, understand the very basics. You need to understand candlesticks and levels. You need to understand candlesticks and levels. You can literally do a whole strategy based off that alone. As far as a chart pattern, I would give you the flags. Flags occur almost every day. I would start with that. For breaking retest, what other candles other than a hammer, like a bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing, or like a strong, very strong candle? Like, it ain't gotta be a hammer, but it gotta show like a strong candle. It's a good question. So what's y'all thoughts right now though? Like, what's y'all thoughts on the crash? Are y'all scared of it? Y'all, what's up? What's up with the crash? Y'all scared of the crash? Y'all looking to get your money? What y'all doing? You on the sidelines? What you doing? You waiting for it to go lower? What y'all looking at? DCA? You say you DCA still? What is that? What's a DCA? Maybe I'm tripping. What's a DCA? Oh, you dollar cost averaging? Yeah. Yep. That's gonna be the way to go. That's gonna be the way to go. Say Axon. I don't think I ever looked at that one. What is that? Axon Enterprise. What do they do? They stock went crazy. I see that. Yeah, the stock went crazy. Oh, they do body cameras for police. Okay. He said, "Tell us some more trading stories." Oh man, let me think. What's a crazy story? I gotta think, man. What's? I got a lot of crazy stories, bro. Think of a crazy trading story. Um, hmm. I got a lot of blown account stories. I got a lot of that. I got a lot of them. A lot of those. I'll tell y'all a story. A story. Dang, this was in 2020. This was like 2019, 2020. So this was before it was cool to trade. Like, I would still say like people still sleep on trading. Like I would say it still ain't quote unquote cool to trade. Like you still have a lot of people that really don't understand it. Now, I think I had already told y'all about kind of like trying to put on friends and family. It's hard to put on friends and family, bro. It's hard to do that. Somebody got really want to do this. You can't really put nobody on. I ain't gonna lie. I got a story about one of my friends that he started trading and he was winning at first. I told him, I said, "Hey, this ain't how it go all the time." He started, bro. He started with like $200 or $300. This in 2021. This in 2021. So, everything in 2021 was going up, shooting up. So boom, he started with like 200, 300. He ran up to 1,000. He ran up to 1,000. He was playing. What he was playing? He was playing. That was that summer. He was playing Apple a lot. He ran up 200, 300 to 1,000 playing Apple. And Apple is like one of my very first posts on my page, which is crazy. He was playing Apple. He ran up to $1,000. I told him, "Hey," I said, "Look, beginner's luck is real." I said, "Trading ain't always like this." He said, "Oh man, this trading's so easy, bro. I got this stuff figured out, bro." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." Y'all know this fool went to 1,000. And 2 days later, this man sent me a screenshot of his account. This fool had $6 in his account. I said, "Boy, you withdrew your profits, boy. Good job. You withdrew." He said, "Nah, I ain't withdraw." He said, "I lost it." Oh man. He kept buying the dip. He kept averaging down, averaging down, averaging. I'm like, bro, I literally just told you. Like, I thought bro withdrew the money out of his account. I said, "Good job." I told him, "Good job." Boy say, say, "I ain't withdraw, I lost it." Boy, that's that hurt, man. I ain't gonna lie. When you really run up a bag in trading and you lose it, bro, like that's like the worst feeling ever, bro. You start really like thinking about all kind of stuff, what you could have did with that money, bro. Like, for instance, I tell you all the time about the my best trade ever, Tesla. At one point, it was up 16K, and by the time I sold it, I was up 12K, which is still a lot. And I ended up losing like 10, 11,000 of that junk because I didn't know what I was doing for real with risk management. I started thinking about it, bro, like, God dang. Cause you really just start doing stupid stuff, bro. You be like, "Oh man, I can lose 400, I can lose 500, but look how much I got." But then you start thinking, boy, I could have did all kind of stuff with 400, 500. Like I swear to God, when you lose, bro, when you lose after you made a lot of money trading, you really start putting it like that, bro. You be like, "Dang, boy, I could have just took my profit. I just lost $300 because I wasn't taking profit." Like you really start looking at that junk like that, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got a lot of crazy stories. So how far I think Nvidia will go? I don't know, man. Shoot, I don't know. Send it to zero. Send Nvidia to zero. Let me buy as much as I can. Send it down. Hey, that boy say, hold on, what you trying to say? He said, anyone tell you remind me of a comedian, I'll see if you can tell me. Hey, what you trying to say, bro? What you trying to get at? See, yeah, you were cool when you came in here now. Keep it stocks now. What you talking about? What you trying to get at, boy? Boy, you crazy. Let me see. I think I'm missing some of these things. Say Trump said 90% tariffs on Temu and Shein. What? I don't know. I ain't seen that. I hope not, boy. I need some. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I hope not. I need to order that in, boy, cause I like to get my clothes off Shein. I ain't gonna lie. I can't really do all that matching and stuff, man. When it come to dressing, bro, I like to get them sets. I like to get them sets off of Shein, bro. Give me the all black set. Give me the all white set. Give me the all gray set. I ain't got time for all that matching, bro. Give me the same color, whatever. Let me put on some jewelry with it. Let me find some shoes with it. I ain't got time to do all that colorful stuff these boys be doing. I don't do all that. I hope you don't raise the price on Shein, man. I like getting my clothes for $13, $14. My consistent point of interest, it depends. It really depends, right? Cause it ain't always gonna be a pre-market high, pre-market low, nothing like that. Because let's say you got a pre-market high at 50, but then you got a weekly key level at 50.5. Which one you gonna take? So it really depends. It really depends on where everything at. My biggest thing is them levels. They said little like Bernie. Nah, I haven't heard that before though. Send that boy, you finna make me zoom in on you, man. You better calm down. Nah. Well, y'all crazy. Yeah, it really depends, I ain't gonna lie. Let me see. I'm trying to think of another crazy trading story. I got a lot of stories, bro. Oh man. Like, I don't know, but like y'all don't know, bro. But I'm really all money in, bro. Like with trading, bro. I really been all money in since day one. All my money, bro, that I used to make used to go to either put in my account or from buying like a workshop, or like all my money used to go to something for trading, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. I've been all money in for 6 years. I've been all money in, man. It's just I learned so much, bro. I learned so much. That's why I'm telling y'all to buy the dip. I'm telling you. Y'all gonna be the same ones asking me when it go back to all time highs in a year or 2 years, however long it take. Y'all gonna be the same way asking, dang, what should I buy? Or why didn't I? Wish I did, and I wish I. I'm trying to stop y'all saying I wish, but you better do it now. I'm telling you. Say who introduced me to trading? It's a dude named Eugene. His name Eugene. He introduced me to trading back in 2019. He really ain't want to teach me. I ain't gonna lie. He ain't want to teach me because he thought I was playing. He thought I wasn't serious about it. He didn't want to teach me how to trade at first. Say, do I ever live trade? Yeah. Right now, I live trade on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because they're my off days from work. So I don't work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays right now. So I live trade on them days. I live traded today. We went 2 for 2. I made over $600 live with everybody today. It really could have been a lot more than that. Looking at it now. Is he still trading? Yeah. Yeah, he still trade. He in my chat. Yeah, he still trade. What is my biggest win and loss? The biggest win is that Tesla trade 12K. Biggest loss was almost 2,000. That was in when the market had crashed in 2020. I couldn't get into my account. So I bought the dip on everything. Man, I went all money in. Bro, this is what I'm telling y'all this stuff. I'm telling y'all what I do because I done did it. February 2020, when the market dropped, I put my whole account on calls. I said, boy, they finna buy this back up like they been doing. I ain't listen. That's why I'm telling y'all, you better listen. I ain't listen. I said, man, bunk what you talking about. They finna buy this back up. Boy, the stock market opened up that next Monday. I couldn't even get in my account. Tuesday came. Spot was like $20 lower, bro. That was a bad time, man. Ain't gonna lie. Do I think SPY and Nvidia will fill those gaps before the market goes back up? I'm not sure. Gaps usually do get filled, though. I'll say that. Say Tuesdays and Thursdays. Nah, it was Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And I do it in my group. I do it in my group chat on Discord. Yeah, I do it on Discord. But make sure you follow the link in the description. That'll take you to a free version of my Discord. I drop a lot of stuff in there too. Ain't gonna lie, I feel like I'm one of the only people. It's a few, but I'm one of the only people that trade that really tell you what's really going on. Like, I don't have anything that I do that's not on YouTube or my Instagram for free. Everything that I do is I got it posted for free. My entire strategy is on YouTube and Instagram complete for free. And it's the thing though. It's a strategy behind everything. Especially when it comes to, business and stuff like that. Like, I always preach about the basics. You know what I'm saying? So I don't yes, I do have like a mentorship and I do have a Discord and all of that stuff because I spent I don't know. Dang, what just happened with the... Oh, there it go. All right, cool. My thing is like, look, this is the thing, right? This is what people don't realize. You want to give, right? Give. Give. If I can throw you a play that I find and you go and make 400-500, what's gonna be 200 for you to pay me to be in there for a lifetime? That's nothing. It's plenty of plays I done gave people free that they done sent me a screenshot. They done made 600, 1,000. Shoot, I talked about SOXL on Sunday night. Dude sent a screenshot in my chat. He made 2 bands off of it. That's something I did for free. So my method is give, right? So even the thing is too. Think about this too though. I do a lot of stuff for free But at the same time, it's like I'm giving y'all the foundation for free. All right, I'm giving you the foundation. I do give you my strategies too, but I'm giving you the foundation. Now, what I sell is the implementation of it. Yes, I tell you, hey, study support resistance. Hey, study chart patterns. I tell you to study all that, but you don't know how to implement it in a way that forms a system that works for you. That's the part that I sell, like the implementation of all that stuff. If that makes sense. Oh yeah, exactly, Ja. So y'all better invest in the private Discord. He gonna tell you the technicals, but you want it to be locked in. Yep. I don't gatekeep, man. I don't gatekeep. It's enough money in the market for everybody. It's enough money in the market for everybody. Say, do I invest into crypto? Not really. Not really. I feel like a lot of crypto is BS. A lot of crypto is BS. Only thing I would put my money in is in Bitcoin. A Bitcoin get down like 70K, 60K. I'll look to throw a little bag in there, but nah, investing in all these different cryptos, not me. And I really say that because a lot of this stuff has no backing. Like I'm not finna buy booty coin for 0.0008. I'm just not doing it, bro. Like it ain't nothing stopping it from going to zero, bro. It's another great question. Say, can you ever go into the negative when you invest? If you put in 100 of your own money, there's no way you will ever go negative. Well, exactly. You can only lose what you put in. But here's the thing too. You should never, ever, ever. You should never, ever lose everything that you put in because you should always have a stop loss. So you should never lose everything you put in ever. Do I trade futures? I don't, but I do want to get into it one day. Do I think the stock market's gonna recover? Yeah, it's gonna recover. It's gonna recover. You don't know when. You don't know when, but yeah, it's gonna recover. This is natural, y'all. It's natural. The stock market crash. This ain't the first stock market crash. And I want y'all to realize too, the crashes are just gonna get bigger and bigger. Every time SPY gets higher, the crash has to be bigger and bigger for it to be significant. So like in 2020, SPY was at 335. It crashed all the way down to 219. Right? That's 30%. That's something like 30% almost. But you gotta realize SPY is now $600. So a 30% drop on SPY is gonna be a lot more dollar wise. And if SPY goes to 1,000, if SPY was to ever hit 1,000, to have a 30% drop, SPY would have to go back down to 700. So the crashes are gonna be, it's gonna be bigger as SPY gets, more expensive. So you could lose all your 100 with really bad investments. Damn, what you invest into that you losing all your, what you losing all that with? You should never do that. Are you buying right now or are you waiting for the market to go lower? Nah, I'm buying now. I'm just averaging down or averaging in. A lot of stuff I'm still up on. Just continuing to buy as we come down. stock market will recover. It's natural. It's really kind of crazy, but it's kind of crazy to think that I'm finna be like considered a OG in this. Like in 5 years, in 4 years, I'll be done been doing the stock market stuff for 10 years, bro. That's crazy. I started when I was 19. In 4 years, I will be a 10-year veteran in trading. That's insane. And that means in 4 years, a lot of you will be doing this for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. So the next time we have a market crash, y'all gonna be the ones telling people, hey, look, this is what has to happen. When I was in this market crash, this is what happened. Y'all gonna be the ones putting up the chart and showing everybody that every time we crash, we came back up. So in 2020, I was asking the same questions y'all was asking. And while people was telling me to buy, I said, man, heck nah. Boy, this thing crashing. Little did I know, this thing was going 3 times higher. So yeah, it's ugly now, but so I think crashes happen every 4 or 5 years. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It always gotta be like a reset, you know? So is it wise to pay off debt and invest at the same time, or just pay the debt off first? I mess up with my money and got some debt, but want to invest beyond my 401k. I think you should always pay off your debt. You should always pay off your debt because I mean, the goal for your investments is to let it run long term. You ain't gonna be able to let your investments run long term if you know you need that money to pay off debt. I would pay my debt off first. Yeah, Tesla went crazy. Say it feels like there are moments in where something really big blows up, and if you're ahead of the curve, you can make out with a chunk of change. Exactly. And this is one of those times. This is one of them times. So that was my regular job. I work in IT. I work in IT. It's my regular job. I don't think I ever do. I don't know, man. I can see myself doing it, but then again, I don't know. On like full time trading, I might do it eventually down the road. But I told myself this though. I spent 6 years in college, like getting a bachelor's and a master's, right? So it took me 6 years to get a bachelor's and a master's degree. So in my head, I think it only makes sense that I stay at least 6 years and work. I worked 6 years to get 2 degrees. I might well stay 6 years at least and work, and I'll kind of reevaluate after 6 years. I just got my master's in 2024 last year, so it took me 6 years to get 2 degrees. So I'm finna work for at least 6 years, and I'ma see kind of where I'm at with it. Nah, my bachelor's degree was in computer science. My master's was in business administration. And the reason I did business administration was just because they didn't have computer science as a master's at my school. Computer science bachelor's 1000% worth it. MBA? Nah. Say CS and NBA, say solid. You know what's crazy, bro? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. The crazy part, bro, about like the degrees, degree don't really get you a job. Well, I'll say this. For IT and cybersecurity and all that stuff like that, them internships is really what gets you the jobs. I ain't gonna lie. Internships and certifications and projects. Because what I learned is a lot of people have the concepts, but they don't know how to apply them. Right? So let's say like you go to college and you learn how to code in Java, right? You know the basics of how to do Java, but if somebody just came up to you and say, okay, well, or let's say something else. Let's say Python, because Python is used more in the programming world than Java really is. You know Python, but you don't know how to implement it in a real workplace. So it's not really the work, it's the application of the work. And I say no for MBA because I ain't gonna lie, bro. My MBA, I went to class probably like 2 times. The whole 2 years of my MBA program, I probably went to class twice. I had a 3.8. I can't hardly tell you what I learned with that MBA. I learned a lot more about business just by owning the business than with that MBA. So, nah, I didn't have to pay for it though because I had a grad assistantship. So, thank God. I would have been pissed if I had to pay for that. Yup, was good. But yeah, man. I just been on here chatting with y'all, man. It's dang, we've been here for a minute. We've been on here for a minute. We've been on here since we've been on for an hour and 10. I trade Spider most out of those. Yeah, Spy. So you want to do cloud? Yeah, it's some money in cloud. It's some money in cloud. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man, I just wanted to hop on here, kind of look at charts and really just talk to y'all. What are some tried and true investments, stocks, education, relationship, friends, etc.? Shoot, number one is gonna always be you. Anything you invest into yourself gonna be great. Everything always worth it though. I done bought some stuff for myself that was $200 that I would say wasn't worth it, and then I done got some stuff for $10 that have made me a lot of money. It's a book I got for $10 that literally have made me thousands. A book I got for $10. Say, who are you and why should I listen to you? I'm RJ with RJ's Trades. Why should you listen? I ain't gonna lie, you really, it would depend, man. It would depend. You should listen because I know what I'm talking about. If you don't believe, you kind of look through. You kind of look through the page on Instagram, look through the page on YouTube. Look at the stuff I post and look at what has been happening. Say, what's the name of the book? The name of the book, it was $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozy. That book was amazing. He has a book, $100 Million Leads, I think. I still gotta read that too. But yeah, that's about it, man. It's 11 now, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest. Gotta get up early in the morning. Gotta hit the market again early in the morning. I'll be live trading in the morning. So, once again, guys, if you follow on the YouTube, check out the links below. You can follow me on Instagram. You can join the free version of the Discord. Make sure you do that. Go through the YouTube. I got plenty of videos for beginners. Everything. I got all kind of stuff here. So take yourself down a rabbit hole, man. But other than that, y'all be safe for the night. I'm finna hop off here and probably go to Waffle House, get me a little waffle, man, and lay it down for the night. So I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all let me know if you need anything. I'll see y'all later.